Hello, holiday humans and others. I'm Robert.
I'm Others.
And this is Central Music. Today, we're going to be answering some of your questions.
Excellent. What do we got?
Did you bring answers?
I brought some answers. Hopefully they match the questions because they are pre-prepared.
Easy for you to say. Okay, our first question is, did you go to school for music and are you what you wanted to be? I'll answer that first.
Sure.
The easy answer is yes, I did go to school for music and I'm where I need to be right now, I think. I didn't really have a big master plan when I got out of school. I just knew that I wanted to make an impact in the musical community somehow, and through a number of happy accidents in the course of time, I think I ended up right where I need to be.
Yeah, I have a similar story. Like, I did go to school for music, and I feel like I am where I need to be. It's not maybe what I expected to be doing when I was younger, but there's also maybe a lack of education sometimes on what you can do with a music degree.
A lot of jobs in music. Hey, potential next video.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, I think going to school, I was like, you could play or you can teach, and that's where you're at. But it's a whole community of many different careers, and it's all very rewarding.
It is indeed. Next question. How many groups do you play in? Let me count. Josh, it's probably faster for you.
That's hard to answer. Like maybe 2 or 3 regular groups, but there's a lot of times where you're just kind of called to come and play, and it's not really it's more of a pickup group than an official group, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm currently playing with 6 different groups of musicians, and then obviously my studio work, which is random groups.
Yeah.
Next question. They're stuck together. Like, can you feel the suspense in these questions? It's great. Joshua, oh boy, how often do you practice? Oh, I'd like to take the fifth on this. You're supposed to practice every day. Sometimes there's not enough hours in the day. Until Joshua gets us our 36-hour day, he was going to move the planet a little farther, he told me, from the sun.
Working on it.
It's going to cool off the planet, but also we'll have longer days. It's
more
physics.
practice.
Look it up. But I do practice several times a week. Probably, if I'm being honest, 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah, for me, it's just all seasonal. So if I have a lot of work, I practice a little more. If I'm busy with a lot of other items going on in life, you practice a little less. So as an adult, that is a harder thing to maintain, I think, than when I was going to school in my younger days. But I do try to get in at least a few sessions a week, even if I have nothing on the calendar. And then that ramps up if I have a lot of playing responsibilities.
Joshua.
Yes.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
I think I do too. There's an awful lot of space out there, and it would definitely be wasted if we were alone in it.
Isn't that, in a way, like aliens are a scary idea, but isn't it scarier to think that there's nothing else in the whole wide universe? We're just alone on this little dot.
If you're still watching this video, we have another question, and that is, does it really matter what brand or price mouthpiece I use?
Yes. Yes, it makes a very substantial difference.
Oh, we're going to get in an argument right here for the first time ever on this couch. Okay, I don't disagree 100%, but I would say that doesn't mean that the more popular brand or more expensive mouthpiece is better for you. I think the mouthpiece that you sound best on and that you are most comfortable playing is the one that you should be playing on.
Right.
And I do happen to know a few pros who play on pretty cheap equipment.
Yeah,
So,
I guess on my end is like more that you're on something that is like a quality piece rather than just a $5 piece of plastic or something.
man, I thought that was going to be spicy, and it didn't really. Once again,
We'll
shared
get there
brains.
next time.
Well, you never know. Josh, how do you know when you should step up? And I'm assuming that who wrote this question meant like step up from like a student to an intermediate or an intermediate professional instructor.
That is a good question, because I think it's different for every human person. I think some people ask this question, they're looking for like your freshman year, but I don't think that's always the case. I think it depends on the individual and the student, and not just their playing, but maturity. So if the student's taking good care of their equipment, I would look at that. Maybe it's a good time to get a step up under the Christmas tree. Playing characters, if they're practicing a lot, participating in honors ensemble, solo ensemble, and doing well in all those facets. If they have a private teacher that maybe recommends it's time to switch, that's when it's time to switch. There's no real set time. It could be different for everyone.
I do feel like there are times where you begin to feel like your instrument's holding you back. Right. Maybe just a good clue is to go play some step up or professional instruments, see if you hear a difference, see if you feel a difference.
Right.
Maybe then it's time, right? If you had to choose between living in space, you are the best humans in the world. If you had to choose between living in space or during medieval times, what would you choose?
God.
You know what? Like, equally inhospitable. Like, space is not great when it comes to living in a meat suit. Like, we're not really built for it, but also medieval times, pretty dangerous and disease-ridden.
Right.
So, what's it going to be, Josh?
Well,
space?
as someone who frequently reads sci-fi and fantasy literature, I kind of want to answer both, but they did say either or.
Yes.
Like, if you could be some kind of knight in space, fully armored with like a space mask, a laser sword.
Would you fight like robotic space dragons?
Yeah, that would be ideal for a robotic space hoard of treasure and level up.
Fun fact, I'm a big history buff. And so while it would be very attractive to me to live in medieval times, I've read too much real history of medieval times to be that intrigued. They weren't great. And I think seeing our galaxy would just be amazing. Like there's Yosemite's amazing.
Right.
Can you imagine if we just went to our nearest star, what we would see? Yeah. Or the Mars for that matter. So I'm going to take space, even though I potentially could end up frozen without oxygen.
I'm going to go with space because I like Miles Davis. Different kind of space. For the record.
If you like our content and are still watching this video and your brain doesn't hurt, smash the like button and please subscribe. Next video coming next year. In the meantime, I hope everybody really enjoys their holiday. Happiest of New Year's to everyone. Enjoy making some music. And as always, thanks for watching.
Look forward to those 36 hours, Ace. I'm working on it.